everybody, good morning. It's Norma here. Welcome to your Friday morning sunrise flow yoga. So it's a beautiful morning and I'm back at work this week, so I'm in the wellness office once again. So looking forward to sharing the next 30 minutes with you. So as always, just a reminder to make sure that you have a padded surface to practice on. So yoga mat is great, or if you have carpet in your house or wherever you're practicing this morning, just making sure that you are supported with your mat. Always want to make sure you're hydrated, so making sure you have water available, take a sip whenever you need it, and practice at your level. So we're going to do a slow flow this morning, maybe a few balancing postures, but always I will give modifications, so a reminder to practice at your own level. I can't see you out there, so listening for the cues and taking any modifications that may support you this morning. So just a few minutes out, so if you want to get started laying down in Shavasana, we're going to begin there. Welcome. So we're just about a minute out, so I'll just stay seated for a few minutes as people join in. But if you're arriving now, I do see it is 7:30 now, so we will be beginning. So welcome. It's Norma here, and welcome to your Friday morning slow flow. So I said we're going to get started in Shavasana this morning. So laying down on your backs, making any adjustments that you may need to get comfortable here to arrive. Maybe tucking your shoulders under. And just give a few wiggles to find the perfect position for you this morning that you can feel supported by your mat and prepare for your practice. So just allowing these first few breaths to allow you to settle here and arrive, knowing that you are held here and you are safe to practice, and know that we will move and breathe and connect here and hopefully fill up your heart for the rest of your day. So inviting a breath that travels in through your nose, filling your chest and your belly, exhaling through your nose. And just even imagining that breath coming in. Maybe it's a little white light on your breath that lets you visualize that. So just cycle through 3 or 4 more of those on your own. Allowing your shoulders to fall away from your ears. Letting your tongue fall away from your roof of your mouth. Putting away any to-do lists or what's next, and just arrive and be. And knowing that at any time through our practice, if you want to let anything go, you can inhale and sigh, let it all go. Let's do that together. Inhale. Open your mouth. Let it all go. Beautiful, guys. Can you take your head and rotate it to the right? Very slow to start, back to center. Looking over your left shoulder now. Back to center. One more time, each side at your own breath.
Inhaling your hands up and over. Long, long, long stretch before coming up. Curling up like a little ball. Letting your shoulders come back to the mat. Let's just do tiny circles with our knees. Just feeling that little massage that you're giving to your lower back as we gently wake up. 3 one way, and then 3 the other. Beautiful, guys. Coming back to the center, taking your feet up to the sky, keeping a generous bend to your knees as we're just warming up. We're going to enter into happy baby. So whatever accessible to you, might be your inner legs, maybe your ankles, or maybe you want to reach for your toes with your peace fingers, or the outside edge of your foot, whatever's accessible for you. Without scrunching your head and shoulders up, can you bend generously into your knees? And again, just give that little massage to your back by rocking side to side. That authentic movement that you see babies do. And maybe giving a little smile or a little giggle. We always have to be serious so we can have fun with our yoga practice. Beautiful, guys. And just take this last breath or two to observe how you're feeling this morning. How's my body feeling on this Friday morning? Where are there areas that need some attention? Maybe sending breath into those areas. Beautiful, guys. Letting go of whatever you're holding on to. Taking your knees into your chest, coming up one more time, curling up like a little ball before rolling over to your left or right side, whatever is calling you, before gently pushing up to a seat and finding your way over to tabletop position. So in your tabletop, as always, making sure you have a great strong foundation, flaring your fingers out wide, stacking elbows over wrists, and turning the insides of our arms, our eyes of our elbow out to the front. Toes can be tucked, or toes can be flat on the mat. Dropping your belly, lifting your gaze. Let's travel through some cat-cows. Exhaling, belly button to spine, curling up like a scary Halloween cat. Inhaling, cow, stretching your tail back to the back of the room, back of your mat. Exhaling. Cat. 2 more at your own pace, wherever you are. No rush. Feeling each vertebrae separate, have some movement. Linking breath with your movement. Beautiful, guys. Coming back to a neutral spine. Just moving our hands up just a smidge on our mat as we tuck our toes and lift our hips up and back to our first downward facing dog. So what is your dog wanting to do this morning? We're gonna go for a walk. Maybe we're gonna wag our tail. Again, what does your body need in this first inversion here? Gently inviting our heels to our mat, still bending our knees, not locking out our knees as we prepare for our movement now. So bending your knees, looking to the top of your mat and traveling there, either walking, hopping, or taking a big step. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise and shine all the way up. bringing that all back into your heart with your hands at prayer. So just as we prepare for our practice, I'm just going to say good morning to who's here. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, Lindsay. Thanks for joining. So in our Tadasana, our mountain pose, just feeling how now your feet are supported by your mat, just as like when we were in Shavasana, our back and our body was supported by our mat, just feeling that connection. Beautiful, guys. Just gonna talk a little bit about chakras this morning, but then I kind of switched gears. So root chakra, Muladhara, just maybe think of that as we're grounding and feeling solid. Is there something that you wish that you were feeling more grounded in? And maybe we can think about that as we're going on through our practice this morning. Beautiful, guys. Inhaling, sweeping arms up. Exhale, bring hands right back to your heart again. One more time, inhaling. This time, exhaling, sit back into your chair. So as we're sitting in our chair, making sure we can still see our toes. And we're stretching our buttocks to the back of the room, feeling that nice support with our core holding us here. Beautiful, guys. Thought it was too much forward. Exhaling, letting it all go. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, plunge your hands, step back through our first vinyasa. So what serves your body today? High or low plank, always not afraid to come down to your knees. Slowly lowering to your mat with your elbows hugging to your sides. Let's just take our arms off the mat this morning, forward on tented fingers. And can you breathe up, lifting head and shoulders, just a little baby cobra, exhaling, coming down. Do that 2 more times with your breath, inhaling, exhaling, coming down. 1 more. Beautiful, guys. Taking hands back, so underneath your shoulders, tucking your toes, and traveling to downward facing dog. Always an option to go through table on your way there. Take your right leg up behind you, looking forward, stepping or helping your right leg to the top of the mat. Taking your left foot on a 45, rising up into Warrior One. So Warrior One's a closed hip posture. Your hips are like headlights. Your left heel is to the ground. Arms reaching to the sky, and perhaps your gaze follows. Beautiful. Taking your hands to frame your feet, stepping right foot back, and rinse it out with a vinyasa. Beautiful, guys. Take your left leg up behind you. Looking forward, stepping or helping your left leg now to the top of your mat. As your right foot now steps on a 45, rising up into Warrior One, second side. So using Surya Namaskar B, Sun Salutation B, to warm up this morning. Beautiful, guys. Taking your hands to the mat, stepping left foot to meet right, and flowing through your vinyasa. Maybe you're coming up into upward dog if that's in your practice now as we warm up. And we're going to meet in downward facing dog. Three breaths here. Beautiful, guys. Bending your knees, looking to the top of your mat and traveling there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, sit back in your chair. And let that go, coming up to mountain pose. Beautiful. Take your hands, reaching up. Exhale, swan dive, let it all go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, taking our feet as wide as our mat or just shoulder width. Bending our knees generously and just grabbing opposite elbows as we hang here in ragdoll just for a few breaths. Letting anything that still may be holding on to our neck, nodding our head yes, or shaking our head no, and inviting a smile, just imagining anything that you may be still holding in your neck, just dripping off the back of your neck, being carried away by your yoga mat. Beautiful, guys. Letting your hands come down, inhaling flat back, taking your feet back into shoulder width here if they're a little bit wider. Exhale, forward fold. I'm sweeping up to stand one more time. This time taking our hands, clasping our fingers, letting our pinky fingers stay out of that and reaching up high out of our waist and exhaling, coming over to the right side. Beautiful, guys. You want to challenge your balance a little bit here, maybe taking that left foot up, even if it's just for a moment, maybe even holding just your toe on the floor, making sure we're still breathing. If your left is elevated, taking it down, coming back to center, and just shaking that all off. Beautiful. Second side, inhaling, rise. Clasping our hands and changing the clasp of our hands as time. Fingers come up again. Inhaling, reaching out long out of our waist and coming over to our left side of our mat now. And always awareness, one side could be completely different than the other, and that's okay. Just awareness. And if you want to challenge your balance here, maybe taking that right foot up. Not losing your breath. Beautiful, guys. Coming back to center, shaking that off with a swan dive, coming all the way down again. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa. Good job, guys. Beautiful. Can you take your right leg up behind you? Looking forward, stepping or helping your right foot to the top of your mat. We're going to take our left foot and we're going to bring it up, maybe a foot or two up our mat. Similar to what we did for warrior one this morning, but our foot is going to be straight forward, like number 11's facing forward. Can we inhale, coming up, making sure that we're still having that bend in our front knee as we prepare. Just feeling that groundedness in our feet once again. Can you straighten your right leg without locking it out? Inhaling to prepare and exhaling, folding over, letting your hands come to the ground in pyramid pose here. So again, hips are facing forward. If you feel like your butt's jumping in, just bringing in your glutes, pouring your heart over that right leg, feeling that nice stretch in the back of your right leg. If you want to invite some movement here, you can come out of it with your inhale and maybe draping back over with your exhale. walking our hands forward until our left toes come off the floor, preparing for warrior 3. So once again, maybe challenging your balance. You can stay here on tented fingers, or maybe your hands come to heart center. Or maybe you want to fly this morning, feeling like you're standing on that wall behind you with your flexed left foot. And we are, we're breathing. Beautiful, guys. If you're flying, taking your hands down, taking left foot to meet right. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back, and rinse it all out. Second to last vinyasa. Beautiful, guys. You take your left foot up behind you, stepping your left foot up to the top of your mat now, and bringing that right foot just a few feet up your mat. Taking our hands to our hips to prepare for pyramid pose. So we've got a straight leg on our left foot, our standing foot, but we're not locking out our knee, and as we mentioned on the other side. So we're going to inhale to prepare, and exhale, bow over that left leg now. Hands can come down to the mat. Feeling that nice stretch into the back of our left leg now. And again, an offering to invite some flow here. You can come out of it with your inhale and exhale, bowing, maybe offering a little bit more structure space here. It's always great to play with. What can my breath bring to me? What can it allow me to have more space with? Beautiful, guys. Looking forward, taking your fingers to the top of your mat as gently your right toes now come up off the floor into warrior 3. And again, second side may be completely different. Maybe your balance is better on one side than the other, and that's okay. So challenge yourself, maybe if you maybe just take one finger off, or maybe come up into prayer. And knowing that if you focus on one spot on the ground, that helps your balance. Or again, maybe you fly. Slight bend to that standing knee. Beautiful, guys. A little different here. Listen up. We're going to step all the way back, letting our hands come to the ground. Take left foot to meet right, and rinse it up in your final vinyasa. Great job, guys. Nice flow. Five breaths here to transition. If you want to come down into a child's pose, that's an option for you. Take a sip of water. See how everybody's doing. Morning, Dee. Alrighty. 2 more breaths wherever you are. When we're ready, we're going to transition into a seated position. And just one more challenging posture before we come down to our backs. So I forgot about the boat pose at the beginning, so I'm gonna make sure we put it here in the end, or maybe we can do 2 because we didn't do one at the beginning. So boat pose, you wanna be sitting comfortably on your sit bones. Feet are flat on the floor to start. And this is maybe your expression of boat. That's okay. So we're just going to tilt back on our sit bones, maybe grabbing onto the backs of our legs. And if if you're feeling comfortable, inviting your toes to come up. And maybe your hands follow. Feeling that tightness in your core, of course, belly button to spine to support your lower back. And coming down, crossing our legs, and just pouring our heart over to release that. Everybody ready for one more? Awesome. Again, starting our foundation, sitting on our sit bones, toes are flat on the floor, knees are bent, and just finding that position, tilting back on your sit bones where your toes maybe can come up off the floor, just one tippy toe. Or maybe you want to challenge taking your legs up, and maybe your hands come to follow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful, guys. Once again, crossing your ankles, bending over to release that. We're going to travel to our backs. So not a third boat, but starting here and slowly allowing yourself to come to your mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. Beautiful, guys. Taking our feet flat on the mat, taking them out to the outer edges of your mat, ankles are facing in. Just bring your knees in to start. Hands can be at your side. Let's just invite windshield wipers back and forth, slow and steady. Just giving another little massage to your back. Beautiful, guys. Taking our knees back into center. Our feet are flat on the floor again. And can we invite our legs up where we started? And go back into your happy baby. So reaching for whatever is accessible for you. Your ankles, your pant leg, maybe your toes or outer edges of your foot. And maybe bend your right knee and straighten your left leg without locking out your knee. And just traveling through that, cycling one side and then the other. Just feeling any awareness into how your body's feeling now after our 30-minute practice. Maybe you want to have a happy baby swing from side to side. One last time before bringing knees into chest. Thanking yourself for your practice and extending long onto your mat as we go into our Shavasana. Settling our shoulders down, slowing our breath down, enjoying this final few moments of silent meditation, and knowing that I'll be here to call you back when the time is right. Have a hard stop, you can stay in your Shavasana. For those who need to get on with their day as I do, slowly bringing your awareness back into your body, picking your body back back up. Giving any movement that you want to travel through. And we'll meet in a seated position at the top of your mat. Beautiful, guys. So I talked a little about grounding this morning, and through the last few weeks talking about what we can do to help ourselves through this time. And I wanted to share this with you, making yourself a priority. So this is me first. So an offering that maybe you can start your day with, or if you're finding that you, maybe even at the start of your yoga practice. So it's me first. So I start the day with me, Norma, or your name. I ground into me, and then I move out into the world. Thank you. So this thank you is thanking yourself that you're making yourself a priority, and you know that to be able to be the best version of you, you need to think about yourself and fill yourself up first. It's kind of like that oxygen mask on the plane, right? Taking hands to heart center, bowing our chin, eyes can be lowered, or eyes can be closed. Just taking this moment to observe your body, your mind, and your heart. Thanking yourself for carving out this 30 minutes to make yourself a priority. Collectively feeling that energy that we've all created, even in this virtual environment. Know that you are all heard and all welcome. It has been my honor to lead you through our practice this morning. The love and the light in my heart bows to the love and the light in your heart. Namaste, friends. So thank you for joining me. Back in the wellness office for 3 weeks until my next vacation, and then I'll join you back on my deck. It was a little struggle driving into work this morning versus rolling out to my deck to lead you. So it has been my honor, and I hope you have beautiful days and a beautiful weekend. Coming in early isn't something I do very often, so seeing that sunrise this morning was lovely, and just know that I'll be thinking all of you through the day. Namaste.